I would say it is not a completed sermon, but there's at least 2 pages of typing. I had to get out of bed. I accepted my fate because you don't fall asleep when it's just like...
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Gospel Unplugged. My name is Pastor Ben Cieslik, and today I'm joined by my colleague,
Pastor Jen Olson Popp.
And Pastor Olson Popp, we have come to the end, sort of. We've come to the end of our series on the book of Exodus, but there's plenty more to come. But this is probably a good spot to finish with the 10 commandments.
The 10 commandments.
10 suggestions.
10 words.
10 words that help us order and make sense of life, right? So I'm going to read them in all of their glory, and then we will discuss. Sound good?
Yep.
Okay. Then God spoke all these words. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself an idol, whether in the form of anything that is in heaven above, or that is on the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them or worship them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, punishing children for the iniquity of parents to the 3rd and 4th generation of those who reject me, but showing steadfast love to the 1,000th generation of those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not make wrongful use of the name of the Lord your God, for the Lord will not acquit anyone who misuses his name. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the 7th day is a day of Sabbath to the Lord your God. You shall not do any work, you, your son or your daughter, your male or female slave, your livestock, or the alien resident in your towns. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that is in them, but rested the 7th day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and consecrated it. Honor your father and your mother, so that your days may be long in the land that the Lord your God is giving to you. You shall not murder, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, or male or female slave, or ox or donkey, or anything else that belongs to your neighbor. Don't do stuff.
That's one way to read it.
I mean, that is one way. And I think oftentimes the way that we think about these as all of these prohibitions, all of these rules and laws and things that are kind of supposed to take the fun out of life, right? That's the critique against a lot of expressions of faith is like, there's no fun to be had. It's just a bunch of rules. Convince me otherwise.
It's interesting this was the first time that someone has read them to me in a while, and it felt very comforting. Like by the end of it, I was calmer and just more at peace than I was when we started the conversation. And I think that's the gift of the 10 Commandments. So a different way of reading the 10 Commandments. Something that stuck out to me this week is, I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. Whenever I've heard that read or thought about that as the starting commandment, depending on tradition, I've always thought about it this is a reminder of who God is. God is the one who rescued us from Egypt and out of the house of slavery. But as I read it this week, I thought about that is actually our location that precedes these 10 commandments. We are no longer in Egypt. We are no longer enslaved. And now God is offering us a way to live with one another as freed people. And these people who God is speaking to through Moses don't know how to live as freed people. They, for generations, have been enslaved and have been living in fear and competition and earning and working to the bone. Like they've been living, that's all they know.
Yeah.
And now they're being given a new way of being, but they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to live this way with each other. And so this is the gift that God gives them, is these commandments, these words of like, this is how you live loving and trustworthy lives together.
One of the things I teach our confirmation kids when I teach these is I always remind them that like 19 comes before 20. So all of the things that have happened in the story happen first before you get to the giving of the law. And that's really beautifully summed up in the first commandment, or the preamble to the commandments. Like you said, depending on your reckoning of the numbering. But I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. There's a relationship that exists before rules are given, before these commands are given, before there's a invitation into a different way of life. It is all preceded by the saving acts of God, who have liberated these people, saved them, brought them out of an oppressive system and structure that threatened their very lives. And now God says, you have this new life because we are in relationship, and here's what it can look like.
And I think they directly counteract what we often think of as freedom. I think in freedom, in our public discourse, we think we can just do whatever we want, whenever we want, right? That's what freedom is in our eyes. But I had a pastor explain that, like, you don't just let your dog out the back door and let them do whatever they want. You put up a fence around your house so that they can truly be free in your backyard. And that is loving to the dog and to you, so that you're not anxious about the dog. Like, there are guardrails that are important to sustaining a loving, nourishing, like thriving community. And these are those guardrails that God is setting up for us so that all life can flourish and be sustained and nurtured and thrive.
I mean, that's really the pivotal shift that I think we are invited to make, is that oftentimes we think about our own ability to keep these and what these rules mean for me.
Right.
But this is a life lived together. And so this is, not your best life now, but it's your neighbor's best life now. And, all of these commands are these invitations to live differently, so that all of life, all of the people, all of the life. I mean, that's striking too. It's like there's things that are put in here for slaves, for marginalized people. There are things that are put in here for animals. These are gifts given so that everybody can thrive.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Question time?
Yeah. I mean, do you want to give us a preview to your sermon?
No.
Okay.
Well, this is a preview to my sermon.
Great. What are your questions?
This is a fun week because I have a law question and a gospel question. This is the Lutheran way. Law is what condemns, convicts, judges. This is the way. And the law is often the bad news, or just like the telling it is what it is, telling the truth about what it is. So what is it that enslaves you? What is your Egypt? What is the thing that has its hook on you? Is it fear? Is it a person? Is it politics? Is it wanting to achieve something? Is it money or greed? Is it how people perceive you? What is that thing that like has its grip on you, whether you know it or not, that keeps you from living in this freed life? And then that leads to the gospel, is that God loves you and you are a child of God, and there's nothing you need to earn or do to earn or deserve God's love, grace, and mercy. And so you are invited into the freedom that God is offering the Israelites. You are invited to the freedom of living in the way of these 10 commandments, these 10 words, these 10 gifts. This is a good way to live. And how are you being called into that freedom, that freed life, both yourself, but for the community, for your neighbor? Like, who are these 10 commandments good news for? Because it is good news for you, but it's also good news for the people around you. So yeah, there's some law and gospel. I'm excited. If you have, this is a good plug too. If you want to dive deeper into the 10 Commandments, you can check out on mtolivet.org. Word with your pastor this fall was you, me,
Yes.
Pastor Dixon,
Yes.
Pastor Los,
Brilliant.
teaching, doing a deeper dive into the 10 Commandments. So if there's one that you don't understand or you want to more deeply understand, check that out.
Nice promo.
There you go.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
Yep.
Appreciate it. And look forward to seeing you all in church on Sunday.